Tonight on Where's My Liquor?
Oh, great anime studio in Japan, please give Glepnir a second season, please.
お風呂にする？ご飯にする？それとも、私？
This show is like an autistic, schizophrenic, opioid-fueled nightmare, and I fucking live for this shit, bro. Hortensia Saga, easy F tier, this thing was boring. Boring! One of the most boring anime I've ever seen. I will say, despite Rias being the most prominent best girl, my favorite character is Himoja. But damn, do I struggle to remember anything? YouTube! Aw, shit, wrong intro.
Hi! 頑張ってますね。お友達2人はどこかへ行ってしまったのに。
God damn, the insect issues. Shout up! These Jap carriers got me questioning my loyalty to Uncle Sam. Bro, if your girl looks at you like this, how do you not nut yourself on the spot? She's gonna do something so freaky to you, you're never gonna be able to look your kids in the eye because you know that they think that sick freak that is their mother. The fucking new antag. I was roped in for the Eki, but what I got was a more wholesome kind of Eki, if that makes any sense. And King Death, truly one of the saddest moments of all of anime. He had to be gassed like the Jew he is. What a crying shame. Not a way to send out a legend. Yo, this motherfucker had a recap episode, even though he said that recap episodes are for the weak. Yo, what a fucking clown. Blue, just get to the tier list. Interspecies reviewers. Motherfucker, everyone knows why you watch this show, and you watch it for the sheer degeneracy that this thing brings to the table. We truly are living in a post-interspecies reviewers world. Everything and anything can get an anime adaptation now, and I'm all for it. This thing is good. This thing is the new bar for animated hentai, and I'm glad I was here for day one of culture at its purest form. So, of course, this thing is based to the max. B tier. Hey you, yes you. Do you want a vampiric romance set in the Soviet Union during the early space race? Then goddamn you have some strange specific anime taste. But before I hop into this one, basically everywhere else, like My Anime List, Kick-Ass, they all call this thing Moon, Laka, and Blood-Sucking Princess. While Wikipedia and the show itself calls it Arena of the Vampire Cosmonaut. So that's what it is in my Mad Lad, and that's what I'm calling it right here. The story itself is solid, and it has great historical parallels to the actual space race and astronaut training. I feel that this thing just doesn't get enough love, and was one of the more underrated shows out of fall 2021. Plus, this show has our comrade Tsundere, so what could go wrong with that? B tier. Damn, the Soviet propaganda has been playing the long game with this one. Isekai Quartet. So, I watched this because I just came out of Saga of Time of the Evil, and ReZero is one of my favorite series of all time, so there you go, preview. Plus, Overlord's pretty dope. So I was like, you know what, at that point, I've seen 3/4 of Isekai Quartet, didn't see Konosuba worth a shit, but hopped in regardless. And these episodes are only half as long as regular episodes, so the whole 2 seasons of Isekai Quartet are about as long as a regular 12-episode season. And of course, there's a lot of great reasons to watch Isekai Quartet. For example, Tiny Albedo and Tiny Amelia. Tiny Amelia is always the best Amelia. Prove me wrong. Also, Isekai Quartet has also ruined Albedo's character for me, because every time I hear the voice actress herself, I'm just waiting for her to go on about the glory of Ainz himself. Also, watching Overlord as well, I can't take Albedo seriously because of Isekai Quartet. That said, the school life of well-known Isekai characters is just a great show to watch. B tier.
良い行動ですか？
あ、良い行動だ。私の方からも校長先生に掛け合ってみよう。
ありがとうございます。
エミリア君、マジ 自転史か。
Isekai Quartet Season 2. Another great reason to watch the second season. Tiny Raptalia. Oh my god, her little raccoon ears. Just as good as the first season. It's in the second season, right after the great wine fiasco when Kazuma, Aqua, Neumann, Grant, and Koenig are all given detention, and it's roughly this scene. I found myself asking, who's Megumi's voice actress? She sounds super familiar. Oh, motherfucker. Yeah, I didn't sound over the first season because I was like, you know what? I didn't think I needed you. I mean, I'm already well aware of all these guys, with the exception of Konosuba. Yeah, that's the last time I ever did that. I've been waiting for a moment like this because Isekai Quartet is the perfect show for me to show you just the extent of my mad-ladding skills.
Hold up now.
Upon further pondering, I've decided no fucking way am I doing it because this is already going to be a long enough video as it is, and I don't want to make it fucking longer. It was legitimately 1 page long worth of text, so
What can I say except you're welcome?
but yeah, Isekai Quartet's second season is easily a B tier. It's too sick to call love. Again, this and Haishio are just inseparable to me because they were my 1-2 punch to begin Monday morning on the right foot. I liked It's Too Sick to Call Love. I thought that it was underappreciated in spring, and I think it has to deal with the fact that Haishio came out right after it, and people really wanted to focus on that more than this. But this thing was also genuinely a heartwarming story dealing with love, and when is the age difference no longer weird? I'll admit, I've had these conversations with friends too, and I think it all has to depend on perspective and total amounts of years that you live. Like, it's okay for a 59-year-old to marry a 35-year-old, but it's weird for a 28-year-old to be dating a 17-year-old. I mean, one age gap is bigger than the other, but on the surface it looks weird and way more sus than the other. All things considered, I still think It's Too Sick to Call Love is a really good romance kind of slice of life, B tier. Despite the endless amounts of isekai that you've seen in your life, you finally reach jobless reincarnation and you're like, whoa. This is the way isekai has been meant to be done. Jobless Rain is out here teaching a masterclass on storytelling. This is what all other isekais are trying to stand up to. That said, the end of season 1 caught me really off guard because it was like 11 episode season. Like, who does this? This is whack as fuck. Still, I think this thing gets B tier.
ねえルーデウス、お母様から習ったのだけど。
How about no?
This thing started out strange, completely different, because it was lighthearted for like the first time in all of Jobless Reincarnation. Like, this is a foreign concept in the feel of Jobless Reincarnation. But that said, it did bounce back to be what it was in the first season, and the way it ended...
私、ルーデウスの子猫が欲しいにゃん。
Fucking hog, A tier. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders. Yeah, baby, Stardust Crusaders. Where do we even begin with this? I'm pretty sure there's only one place you start with. Memes!
Oh my god! Son of a bitch!
No. 質問だ。右の拳で殴るか、左の拳で殴るか、当ててみな。
一重に右でやってくれ。
No.
左
No.
両方ですか
Yes.
もしかしてオラオラですか
Yes. Oh my god. それと当然のことながら水中では喋れない。ハンドシグナルで話す。簡単に2つだけを覚える。大丈夫の時はこれを出す。OK だ。やばい時はこうだ。ジョースターさん、我々ならスタンドで話をすれば。それもそうだな。
なんだ、ハンドシグナルなら俺も一つ知ってるのによ。
パンツー丸見え。
いやー
襲われて死にそうだっていうのにくだらんことやっとらんでいくぞ。
モハメド・アブドゥル
Yes, I am. アイスティーを4つ。やっぱり知りませんよ。Go ahead, Mr. Juster. 無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄。
おお、向かってくるのか。逃げずにこのディオに近づいてくるのか。
近づかなきゃてめえをぶちのめせないんでな。
ほほう。では十分近づくがよい。
I'm so glad I came back to watch this thing because, God, I really do love it. My history with JoJo is that I binged the entirety of JoJo, from Phantom Blood to Golden Wind, all like 155 episodes in like a month, similar to what I did with like Monogatari. So this is the reason I refuse to watch like One Piece and Naruto. I don't want to do a grind. I still can't believe I said yes to the Monogatari grind. After that, I never want to do a grind again because after Golden Wind, I was like, I never even want to touch like JoJo again either. But around summer, I had the Stardust Crusaders urge. I just needed to see it. Finally decided to do it, hopped in it, and was like, this shit's hilarious. Why did I have this pretense to JoJo that it was just going to be pure AIDS? And the only gripe you can throw at Stardust Crusaders is the fact that it's long. By the time you get to like part 2, you're just like, bro, get me to Dio. Just get me to Dio. Otherwise, Stardust Crusaders is the best part of JoJo. Just sheer memes. This might be a controversial statement, but as much as Kakyoin is an absolute bro, I think I'm just gonna have to give it to Paul Narev. Paul Narev is my second favorite JoJo character right after Joseph Joestar, because I love his fucking shenanigans he gets himself into. I love all the memey faces this dude makes. He makes most memey faces in all of Stardust Crusaders. Well, Paul Narev is truly a great character, an S-tier Joe bro, dude. Despite how long Stardust Crusaders feel, I still have to give this thing S tier. Like, you're first showing people JoJo, you're either going to show them, like, Phantom Blood with battle tendencies, or you're going to show them Stardust Crusaders. On a final note, after hearing the voice actor of Dio all year in so many different anime, it just felt right to see him in the role I will forever associate his voice with. It just sounded natural, like it just had to be.
Jolene, 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 Jolene.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean. I refrained from watching this when it dropped because my boy Ebro wanted to watch it too, so I decided to strap down and bear my 2 weeks worth of weight. And that said, I feel like this is a lot like Phantom Blood. It's just below Golden Wind in terms of like the JoJo scale. For me, from like best to worst JoJo, I think it goes as follows. Stardust Crusaders is the best, then Battle Tendencies, Golden Wind, Phantom Blood, Stone Ocean, and then Diamond is Unbreaking. And in all honesty, Stone Ocean can flip-flop with Phantom Blood. I think I was slightly disappointed with Stone Ocean. It's still worth the watch since there's only 12 episodes out, but watching it was kind of meh to me. Sure, it had its decent moments, but it was just meh. Still, JoJo's quite the franchise. B tier. Fuck, is this thing good. Joan, the Princess of Snow and Blood. I made my assumption that this was going to be like a B-grade Demon Slayer, like the fight animations reminded me of Demon Slayers. But in all honesty, I've never found such a C-tier show in my entire life, dude. Despite the cool world and sick fights, they only focus on the MC similar to Akame ga Kill, and it ended basically the exact same way. Like, their world has all these cool weird things, like the Tokugawa shogunate is still in power and has this weird earthen molten shit straight out of Darling in the Franks, and Britain and France are going to like start a war to try to get it, but they never elaborate on this whatsoever. This thing had talent and it wasted it, and there's nothing sadder than wasted talent. C tier.
伏黒とか言ったか？どんな女がタイプだ？ちなみに俺は
タッパとケツがでかい女がタイプです。1年名前は
虎杖裕二。
そうか、虎杖裕二。お前に一つ聞きたいことがある。どんな女がタイプだ？
女のタイプ？よくわかんねえけど、強いて言うならケツとタッパのでかい女の子かな。
マイブラザー。
Jujutsu Kaisen. For me, this is divided into two parts. Fall, when it was the king, and then in winter when it got buried by other sick anime that came out like ReZero, Beastars, and Quintessential Quintuplets, just to name a few. To say the very least, when Rewatch December happened, this was one of the first things that appeared on my list. I'm so glad I did because I don't know what I was thinking about it. It's a Mappa fighting anime. I fully trust Mappa with a fighting anime. They just deliver us classic. This thing really is enjoyable to watch. Jujutsu Kaisen really is just that good. A tier. That said, Gojo is like the epitome of gives zero fuck. God, this fucker's hilarious to watch. He's too cracked to deal with too.
You like jazz?
Kabukiyo Sherlock. This show is fucking unhinged with its stories. But the main plot that you get introduced to from the very start, find Jack the Ripper, is only like elaborated on for like 2 episodes, and at the midpoint of the season, just as quickly as it came, it fucking died. I mean, the show picks up again at the very end of the season, but it's a very noticeable lull in the story. And much like Dorohedoro, this was just a pain to get myself to watch. I liked Sherlock when it dropped in like winter a couple of years back. Like, I truly thought Sherlock was really unhinged and cracked. But again, this thing's pretty based, but it's just a grind to get yourself back into watching this thing. But I'm still gonna have to give this thing B tier. Kakegurui. Finally, we're getting somewhere. Let's just get this out of the way with. Kakegurui's Eki. There, I said it. Happy now? I've heard that this isn't really good gambling anime, but dude, gambling is just a hook to get you to watch this thing. The visuals are nuts, the gambles, and therefore the cheating is incredibly intricate. And Jabami Unico is everybody's favorite gambling yandere, dude. This thing takes a Kill la Kill plot point, like the new student comes in and challenges the student council and bodies their ass all the way to the top, face the president, but Kakegurui does it better than Kill la Kill. This thing's easily a B tier in my book. Kakegurui's second season. This is where Kakegurui pops the fuck off. They introduce the whole student council election arc, and that the selection process is also the next head for the Bami clan. And the gambles just feel more high octane, more high stake. Like, you want to come back each week for more. Yo, Mapper and Netflix, when the hell are you dropping the 3rd season? I know you guys are fucking dropping the shorts related to Mary. Bro, I don't really care about that, bro. Just give me the 3rd season. I'm totally fine with Kakegurui ever getting 3 seasons. I just want you to finish the election arc, because you just can't end it right there in the middle of it, dude. Just finish the election arc and then never come back to Kakegurui again. That said, 2nd season, easily an A tier. Kanata no Astra. It's story time with your boy Blue, and you can guess how much your boy Blue likes his fucking stories. My backstory of Kanata no Astra is around episode 8 or 9. He was down chilling in my dorm watching anime, as he just so happens to do a lot. And the anime this time just happened to be Kanata no Astra. So like a lot of other anime I've seen, I just hop into it with zero context behind it because I'm freaking bored. The episode was weird because it's the whole mystery of Kanata no Astra coming together, and you actually start seeing the world's history along with the dude who's not actually a dude, but is kind of a dude. Side note, Kanata no Astra has a good mystery, and like Gleipnir, it slowly devolves that mystery throughout its season. So like a month later, before its final episode came out, I just couldn't fall asleep one night, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm a binge Kanata no Astra until I can finally fall asleep. Thus, this was really my first Mad Lad, which is pure binging of anime until the wee hours of night, typical weeb shit. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you have also done something like that. Add to the comments section the first one you've actually binged. I'm curious to see what everybody went out there and binged. I'm pretty sure a lot's fucking One Piece. But I was finally caught up with Kanata no Astra just in time for like its final episode, and hell, I even saw it before Ibra did, which blew his fucking mind. This thing's a fantastic space odyssey with a great mystery attached to it. B tier. Kill la Kill. Oh boy. Ooh-wee. Kill la Kill. I watched this because of a certain PogChamp meme, just to see if it was good after hearing a lot of passive comments about it from my boy Ibra. So, watched the first episode and was like, yeah, this is fucking stupid. So, 1 episode wonder, baby. Kizamonogatari. But your boy Blue, Kizamonogatari is divided into 3 parts. Why the hell is it 1 entry in the tier list? Because they're all the same season despite it being 3 separate movies. Get over it. These things are dope as fuck. The plot follows Araragi as he tries to reassemble, oh god, Kishat Salion Heart Underblade, aka Shinobu. I just wanted to say the full name. But it follows Araragi as he rebuilds Shinobu back to her goated adult vampire form. But for me, these were the best parts of the entire Monogatari series. This is what truly fueled me through the rest of the Monogatari series, because I think I went, for me, Bakemonogatari, Nisa Monogatari, and then the Kissa Monogatari movies, and I think this was enough fuel to get me all the way until I ran against the wall around Hana Monogatari, A tier. Night Hunter's Eternity. So, I've already talked about the voice actor who's done Dio, and he's done so much goddamn other shit that it's really nauseating. So, I wanted to see one of his first performances, and I was going to watch Vice Chords. Yeah, one of his first performances. This is after Evangelion, you fucking hack. I chose Vice Chords because the voice cast was also kind of stacked, but put it into Kick-Ass and nothing. Whoa, holy shit! As of doing the script, the motherfucker who voices Dio was the creator behind Vice Chords' first season, and also wrote the manga. This dude has so much big dick energy in the anime industry, it's insane. All hail the national treasure. Anyway, back to it. I couldn't find the first season of Vice Chords, but I could find its second season, Vice Chords Gloon, aka Night Hunter's Eternity. And not gonna lie, I dropped Night Hunter's Eternity, but that was the furthest anime I got into that I eventually dropped. This thing always hangs around like the just intriguing enough point for me to watch, but by the time it hits 8, it just falls off a cliff and finally becomes like, yeah, I'm dropping this thing. C tier.
古見さんのお母さんに間違いない。やだ、翔子の友達。何もう初めてじゃん。よく来たね。上がって上がって。古見さんのおね。3人。どうも、はじめまして。翔子の母の古見修子です。永遠の17歳です。
Komi can't communicate. I'm pretty sure I don't need to say anything about Komi can't communicate. Basically, the whole internet is freaking out about our introvert goddess, dude. Seriously, dude, I can't get a good gauge on the personality, and of course, the balls on Komi is just not there, dude. So, you know, I can't give her waifu stats, bro. Or as Ibra kindly put it, she's the antithesis to Nagatoro, and I totally agree with that statement, that everything Nagatoro is, Komi isn't. But for a slice of life anime, this thing has some of the best animation I've ever seen, and out of the 50 plus new seasons I've seen this year, with maybe the exception of Demon Slayer, this is the best animated show I've seen out of all of them. Like, who gets this treatment? Still, that said, I did enjoy Komi whenever it dropped in the week, but I kind of think this thing was just a little bit overhyped. B tier. Konosuba. Getting back to Isekai Quartet, I watched both seasons and was like, the Konosuba cast really isn't giving me a good enough reason to go and watch Konosuba. Well, everybody but Darkness. Darkness's horniness is basically the reason that wrote me into Konosuba, because I just had to see how freaky she actually was. She was really the first character out of Konosuba cast and Isekai Quartet that I actually like. Of course, now it's like, bro, you're totally behind Kazuma. I had to watch Konosuba and was like, this is just stupid funny Isekai. Yet I still came back twice. Once was to get the taste of Monogatari out of my mouth, and the other was for the memes, because this thing has great memes and even sicker reaction faces. B tier. Konosuba Season 2. Now, the second season is where it's all at. Hits its stride and even outperforms itself in the first season. A tier. The Konosuba movie. This was roughly on par with the first season in terms of watchability, and I get the whole Kazuma-Megumin relationship that the fanbase wants to see, but I don't understand Megumin's appeal as a waifu. Bro, she's just one-trick pony Riko voiced by Amelia. My thoughts on the other girls is that Aqua's either a roast master, fucking annoying as shit, or just meh. Like, those are the 3 phases of Aqua, and it does warm my heart to see her get dunked on by Kazuma, because for the most part, she deserves it. And Darkness is literally the reason I watch Konosuba, because, like, from one masochist to another, I can totally respect your character, dude. Anyway, movie B tier. Konosuba OVA. Yeah, when people talk about Konosuba's OVA, I'm pretty sure this is the only one that they're fucking talking about, because for a lack of better terms, this one is cracked. A full meme template, bro. God, this thing was fucking hilarious. A tier. Konosuba OVA 2. Yeah, this thing was B tier. It just felt like watching an adventure straight out of the first season. That it just had first season of like B tier Konosuba vibes. Still think that's the best Love is War intro. Watching the first season gives you that exact same satisfying feeling you get by watching Bunny Girl sing. It just fills you up and makes you just feel content. Also, Fujiwara isn't a waifu. No. Fujiwara is a secret agent. Think about it. She can speak 5 different languages, is a composer, is an incredibly talented pianist, a ramen connoisseur, her parents already work for the government, she travels a lot, is a personal trainer, and can read people like a book. Bro, she's just in deep cover, dude. That student council secretary is literally her cover story. Also, Kaguya's maid, Hakaza, is best supporting girl, period, and a sheer waifu, bro. A truly cracked character. B tier. Oh yeah, how could I forget about the Chica dance? Love is War second season. The second season is where Hayasaka finally gets her waifu status. That, and like most second seasons of anime, it just pops off and delivers banger episode after banger episode, and only really dies down during the Ishigami arc, but I mean, you gotta give Ishigami an arc, dude. This thing is easily the best part of Love is War. A tier. Muroko-chan. Watched the first episode of Muroko-chan and thought that this was supposed to be scary. What the hell? How is this scary? Also, I'm hard. What the hell? The weirdest feeling in all of anime. Scared, yet horny. Watched the first episode and could not wait to throw this in the one episode wonder category, and then I had to watch another episode with Ibra. It really didn't tickle my fancy. It's not because it's scary. It's more disturbing if anything else. Asobi Acerbace is scary. This is just, all that said, C tier. Monogatari series, second season. B tier. This is about as base as you can get for the Monogatari series storytelling, and goddamn are these stories amazing and are each given the right amount of daylight for every one of them and are all as meaningful as all the others are. Monster Girl Doctor. Ah yes, bringing back the Eki, baby. This thing is kind of a Monster Musume ripoff, but it's not really, but it is. But if anime has taught me anything other than my commandments for it, has taught me these 4 things. 1, demons are hot. 2, is goddesses are terrible with money. 3, is that lamias are kinky bitches. And 4, that pandas are badasses. But another dope-ass lamia, and definitely getting me to question my mammalian instincts. B tier.
Mia, ほら朝だよ。起きて。
あと5分じゃなくてあと5度体温が上がるまで待って
っていうかミア、なんで僕のベッドに
Monster Musume. The right amount of Eki. The right amount of story. The right amount of swaggy female characters. Again, 100% down for Lamia. Mia totally deserves to be with the MC. Head and shoulders above all the others as just sheer best girl, bro. On God. That's it. Monster Musume, B tier. The Monster Musume OVA. This thing was off and just didn't quite capture the exact same feel as the actual show does. It's truly a one-shot story. C tier. The Monster Musume shorts. I got 4 episodes into these and went, oh, this is what they're gonna be? Nah, I'm good. And dipped out of that thing. D tier. Kinda don't know why I kept going into these in the first place.
Yeah, boy.
Mother of Goddess Storm. This is how you do nudity in anime. This is tasteful nudity. Wholesome nudity. This is like the most wholesome, showed up, uncensored manga that could get an anime adaptation. This thing literally is the quintessential quintuplets, bro. Must be great being a Shota protag. What some people call hell, I'd call paradise. Also, Freya is nuts. Sure, she may look like Cynthia from Pokemon, but Cynthia only wishes she can be as unhinged as Freya. I think she's good enough to get waifu status in my book. B tier. My Hero Academia's 5th season. Why am I still on for the ride at 5 seasons from My Hero? It's such a C-tier anime franchise, and yet I've seen all 5 seasons, all like 130 episodes. Bro, what the fuck am I doing with my... God damn. Before I jump into the 5th season, I just want to say I'm so glad I got introduced to My Hero where I did, because I don't think if I watched this anywhere else, I would have liked My Hero. I hopped in the 4th season without any prior knowledge, without any context like I usually do for a lot of things. And I'm glad I did because that was the overhaul arc. And the overhaul arc in My Hero is so far the best arc that has gotten animated. Because again, if I hopped in anywhere else, I don't think I would have been along for the whole ride from My Hero up until this point. So for the 5th season, I definitely had a lot of hopes. I mean, you just came off one of your best arcs and maybe we'll get somewhere.
Nope.
How about another Terminate arc? Because that's what anime needs. Another fucking Terminate arc. Oh my god, why? And then the back half is like, bro, I don't care about Doofenshmirtz and anime, bro. I'm just glad he didn't off my boy twice. Easily my favorite villain. He's only really a villain by circumstance. Anyway, I waited 6 months for maybe 5 minutes of redemption. Bro, was it worth it? What did it cost? Literally fucking everything. But yeah, this is based My Hero, C tier.
Huh?
ごついのが来たな。
まさか。
Happy birthday, Fama!
I've only seen this drip once before.
I care about them, you know. The people of the Commonwealth.
My senpai is annoying. Yeah, sure, Futaba pretty much is crying cat meme, but this show, by the end of its season, is telling 3 romance stories all within one, and it's incredible to watch. This thing is also the 4'8" simulator, because Futaba's senpai is like 6'3", 6'4", and she's like 4'8", meaning there's like literally a 1.5 difference between the two. And also, the dude's fucking packing. Girl, you're screwed. What I'm most interested in, and what I think everyone else is too, is the freaking Sakura-Kazuma relationship. This is what we came here for! Oh yeah, remember Takagi? This is her now. Feel old yet? Also, we got another tan anime bitch. I haven't even said this. Bro, 2021 has been the year of the tan anime bitch. From Jobless Rain to Combatsu Dispatch, Nagatoro herself to Jahi to Adotten Deities, and now this. This is the year anime has become unhinged. My senpai is annoying. Easily deserves itself B tier. Neko Monogatari. Is it sad to say that Neko Monogatari is the one part of Monogatari that I actually remember the most? I think it's just the story of Neko Monogatari that gets me most engaged, and I honestly don't know why. I think it's enough to slide this thing into A tier.
Shinji, true happiness is not about loving others, nor is it about others loving you. It is about loving yourself. It is also about the Mets. Baby, love the Mets. Alright, baby, let's go. Get a home run. Baby, love the Mets. Let's go, Mets.
Oh my god, why the fuck is this in my fucking feed? Neon Genesis Evangelion. For starters, that intro. One of the most famous in all of anime, especially for a show that's older than I actually am. But still, I didn't really like Evangelion, and I know this is going to piss off a lot of the millennial, but I'm a zoomer, I'm zooming. I mean, sure, Evangelion can have its really good parts that make you want to watch the next episode, especially around the time that we're introduced into Asuka. That's definitely the part where it's like, alright, next episode, I gotta see this next. But then it can be really freaking slow, and it just can have ungodly low troughs while watching this thing, like Death Valley low. Then once you get through that, you have to deal with like the last episodes, which is like, what the hell is this? I don't understand what's going on. Which is why you go and watch the fucking movie at this place, because it's way better than sitting in on the commentary of End of the World and everyone's self-pity. And that's what I hate the most about Evangelion, is that just everybody sits in their woes for the entirety of the show, and they're like, woe unto me, life is pain, existence is meaningless. Bro, fucking cut yourself already, you goth emo faggot, dude. Holy fuck. Like, to compare this to just even like ReZero, another show that has this type of level of self-pity, bro, at least in like ReZero, all the characters want to actually try to better themselves out of this, get themselves out of just self-pity instead of just wallowing in their misery, and they actually grow as characters as compared to like Evangelion. In all honesty, it really annoys me when you see this for like 26 episodes straight and then like another movie. I know this is one of the founding pillars of modern anime, but I just don't really care for this thing. C tier. Evangelion, the end of Evangelion. For the love of God, anybody who watches Evangelion, when you reach like episode 20 or 22, find this movie, please. You will have a way better time than the like end of slideshow thing that you get in the actual movie, because this thing is a way better elaboration on it than the show actually does for itself. But this thing's still C tier in my mind. Nisa Monogatari. There's only one scene. Anybody that's anybody talks about Nisa Monogatari. And that's a motherfucking toothbrush scene, bro. When I watched that, I was like, bruh, what am I watching? There's just way too much pent-up sexual energy in this, and it's really fucking weird. Alexa, play Sweet Home Alabama. Since I watched this thing semi-chronological order, I think I went Bakemonogatari, Kissamonogatari. Oh, I went Kissamonogatari instead. Oh, shit. I went Bakemonogatari, Kissamonogatari, and then I think Nisa Monogatari for the first 3. And like the first part of Nisa Monogatari actually really is engaging, interesting, and really ropes you back into Monogatari. It's like, it's still a continuation of all the same weird supernatural phenomenon that afflicts everybody in Bakemonogatari. And I think it hits a little more home because it's, Aragi sisters, but then you have to go after Aragi's sister complex. Sweet Home Alabama plays more intensively. I like the first part, but miss me with that incest in the second. C tier.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
万が一失敗しても、お前は客を乗せただけのタクシードライバー、捕まることはない。これが俺の作戦。その名も、オットタクシーだ。
He said it! He said it!
Once again, another anime that the anime YouTuber community convinced me to watch. And it's not like I thought it wasn't interesting. I read the synopsis and it just didn't push me over that edge to get me to watch it. Maybe if it was worded a little bit differently, I would have went into it, because I'm not completely ignorant to the format style of Odd Taxi, but it just didn't quite push me over the edge to get me to watch it. But I ended up watching the first episode and was hit with a Tarantino anime minus all the blood, because that's basically what this thing is. The characters, the fucking porcupine. Bro, I'm gonna play you the introduction to the porcupine in Odd Taxi.
行ってって言ってんのはこっちだ。お前この喧騒の中どこに目つけて歩いてんだ。戦争なのか。ラブミーテンだ。優しく愛してってうるせえんだな。天下の往来誰かあること問題はない。だが結果往来なら成り立たない。だからこっちとら喧嘩商売でやってんだこのノタリン。
This dude does that for every single scene he's in for the entirety of this show. This character is legitimately the embodiment of swagger. Loved his sick rhymes. My favorite character of Odd Taxi, hands down, easy. This is a great adult anime wrapped into kid style. A tier. I know jack shit about One Piece, but something feels so right and natural about watching this. Once again, I know what you're thinking, but your boy Blue, I thought you said you weren't gonna watch One Piece. Why is One Piece in the Mad Lad? Better yet, why is it getting an actual ranking? That means you've seen more than one episode. Alright, shut up, faggot. Let me fucking level with you bitches. Most of the episodes of One Piece I've seen, I've watched with Ibra. This poor bastard is waist deep into One Piece. Another reason is that one episode I watched with Ibra just so happened to be episode 999, so I was like, you know what, it's my duty as a weeb to watch episode 1000 of One Piece. You're honor bound to do this. If you don't, you might as well commit seppuku. Boom, watched episode 1000. So where do I put One Piece? The stuff I've seen, it definitely deserves C tier. But maybe I should put this thing S tier for the memes. Then again, One Piece is a meme at this point. S tier. Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid Season 1 and Season 2. Yes, I wrote these things into one bullet point. Deal with it. I hopped into Kobayashi Dragon Maid for a new show in November, and as a slice of life, it really is enjoyable. Kobayashi is a great character, and just taking it all in stride that she's surrounded by all these dragons. Yep, Everything's fine. Nothing to worry about here. I'm also not a huge fan of characters like Kana. I just think that they're just there to add bodies to the main cast and mostly just derp around on screen. But I'll make an exception for Kana. I definitely believe in the universally unhated anime characters meme that it's just Kana. Because, I mean, how can you not like this little derp? Also, this show can have some sick fight scenes when it gets serious. B tier for both seasons. Ore Monogatari.
捕まえたのか？ああ、もう話していいよ。話聞くから。
俺何もやってねえよ。
往生際悪いな。
知らねえよ。
触られましたこの人は私を助けてくれたんです。
はあ、そんな短いスカート履いててよく言うな。
Bro, it just hit me. This is the prequel to My Senpai is Annoying. This show actually breaks the B tier rom-com trap. It's not because it's going into A tier. No, it's going to be C tier. And why it's going to be C tier is that it just took too long for this wholesome love story. Don't get me wrong, I liked watching this, but at the same time it gets old around episode 15 and you want to see something else. Like, to me, you're just seeing the exact same episode again and again for like 24 times. This thing is just a little too long, and that you just need to kind of change up the formula a little bit. Again, this thing's C tier. Overlord. I like Overlord. I have this weird love-hate relationship with this show that I like it, but I also hate how Ainz and the gang always snuff out all these great storylines. I want to see how these storylines play out for like more than 4 episodes at the most, but the first season is just like setting the entire world and introducing you to some conflict for Ainz and the Tome of Nazarick to face. So this thing, B tier. Overlord second season. Once again, the second season hits the ground running with way more interesting stories that, again, I want to see play out for way more than 4 episodes before they get dicked down by Ainz and the gang. I definitely think the second season is better than the first, but like the first season to me is like, 82%, while the second's like 86. So yeah, sure, it's better than the first, but it still belongs in B tier itself.
It was worth it!
Hands down, this is the most bopping anime opening ever. This thing is fire. Fire! The third season is just packed full of act, full of drama, never a dull moment for the entirety of this season. This truly is the best season of animated Overlord, and I really can't wait to see how they try to outdo themselves in this 4th season. All hail the great CGI Goblin Army, A tier. The Overlord OVAs. Okay, so technically one of these is called the Combat Made Shorts, but in all honesty, these are basically all the OVAs related to Overlord. And I mean, it's your typical Kadokawa Isekai quartet formatted short. So you really just can't go wrong with all these shorts and all these stories. So I think all these, all 3 of the OVAs deserves B tier. Overlord Undead King. I watched this thinking that it was going to be like an actual movie and add on to the story of Overlord itself. Yeah, no, it's just the first season, but when Ainz is Ein and not his hero alter ego. So after like half an hour, it's like, yep, I've seen this thing before. Yeet! You know my commandment for anime. Recap episodes are for the weak. C tier. Ore Monogatari. This is one where Aragi has to come to the conclusion that Ome? Wait, oh shit, I don't remember this part. Crap! What do I do? B tier. That said, while I tried to figure out what was going on in this thing, it's making me want to watch the Monogatari series all over again. God damn it. It's not that this part wasn't memorable, it's just that I watched all of Monogatari in the shortest month of the year, so it's inevitable that I forget things. I mean, it's basically just all a blur for me at this point. But yeah, I got the urge to go and watch Monogatari again, and Lord, please have mercy on my soul. For this year, I'm going to be freaking jam-packed with anime. Again, Monogatari, B tier. Parasite. This thing is good to watch roughly until they finally outsmart the teacher. And much like in Death Note when L finally gets off in the show, it just takes a dive. And you just want this whole thing to be over with. It really just kills the whole vibe of Parasite up until this point. It crescendos too early and you're just left in the post-nut state of regret. Parasite still deserves B tier though. Platinum End. You want a B grade Death Note, then Platinum End is your show. The more and more I watch this, the more and more I'm actually starting to like this thing. It's like you put this thing in a crock pot and it just gets more delectable as the episodes continue. It's just gonna melt in your mouth. Also, the MC's angel is a freaking psychopath with no empathy whatsoever. Like, how the hell are you the angel of innocence when you're willing to just off his entire family? Like, this angel's an absolute savage. B tier. Pokemon Generations. So I get in a Discord call with my old roommate Christian and he's playing Pokemon. He then shows me the introduction to the best character ever in any Pokemon game. This dude fresh as fuck. He then tells me about how Pokemon released some shorts on YouTube, and since I haven't seen it at all, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna show you Pokemon Generations. So we ended up watching it together. And I asked him just before we started, I was like, yo, does this technically count as anime? And he's like, yeah, it basically is. It's dubbed, but yeah, it is. And only later did I find out, yeah, it basically is an OVA, so I was like, alright, cool. Throwing this in the Mad Lad. Here we go, bitches. But yeah, these were some pretty solid shorts in Pokemon, and I guess I learned more about the Pokemon lore of the anime because they ended up going back to a couple of regions and redoing what I knew from them. But yeah, B tier. Go find them on YouTube, bro. Prison School. It's new show November. I call up Nick and tell him he was ghosting a homie, and I tell him I want one of the most eki degenerative anime out there. What do you got for me? And then he sauces me Prison School, and I'm like, okay, done watching this thing. I wanted an eki degenerative anime, and what I got was an eki degenerative anime. This is like the adult version of the Asoba set, bro. But don't let the boobas fool you. This is actually a surprisingly well-intricated prison escape anime told in sheer eki. This thing easily deserves B tier. I would watch this thing again in a heartbeat. Prison School's OVA. This thing just falls off a bit from Prison School, but that's probably because it's the most lighthearted part of actual Prison School and that they no longer have to break out of it. And it follows the boys after they're released from prison. It's still as unhinged as the regular season is. B tier.
今エロいこと考えてるでしょ。
舞さんの想像の100倍はエロいこと考えてる。
Rascal does not dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. Do I even need to put you in suspense for this thing? We all know this thing is S tier. I actually saw this thing while it was coming out. Not actually the first episode, sadly, but roughly the halfway point in the season. Roughly right around where Mai switches bodies with her half-sister. But my favorite memory of this show is actually in the second episode. It's like really late at night, maybe midnight, 1 a.m. Eva just showed me the first episode of Bunny Girl Senpai, and I was like, bro, next episode. I gotta see this next episode. And it's roughly the scene where Sakta is confessing his love for Mai in front of the whole school. And I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of loud.
Mai-san!
So Nick comes into the living room and asks us to turn it down, and I don't know why. Maybe it was just the timing, maybe it was the payoff, but to me and Ibra, it was funnier than shit, and we just laughed our asses off at it. Sorry, Nick, I know where you're coming from, but sometimes I can be a real asshole. But this thing, phenomenal storytelling, goated character dialogue, my hands down best girl. Still can't give her waifu status though. I could legitimately watch Rascal Dreams of Bunny Girl Senpai 5 times in a row back to back to back and never get sick of this thing. This thing truly is an absolute masterpiece. Rascal does not dream of dreaming girl. Oh my god, I got a story for this one. I've known that Bunny Girl Senpai has a movie, but I was waiting for Kick-Ass to drop it, but to no avail. So, blowing through my rewatch of Adotten Deities, I decided to look at the Bunny Girl Senpai movie on Wikipedia and spoiled the whole main plot for myself. I was ecstatic because it sounded dope as fuck. Since it didn't have the word senpai in the title, because, you know, it's Rascal Doesn't Dream of Dreaming Girl, the usual way of me finding it on Kick-Ass was not going to work. So I decided to use the word Buta, B-U-T-A, which roughly is the translation to rascal. So I sent that motherfucker in the search bar of Kick-Ass, and sure enough, there it was, the fucking Bunny Girl Senpai movie. I was so pissed. I went to bed pissed. That's one of the worst things you could do for yourself, is going to bed pissed. Done with it, work the next day, went home, flipped it on, and oof. Not gonna lie, if you've seen Bunny Girl Senpai but not the movie, you're honestly not missing much. This just felt like the wrong conclusion to the Bunny Girl Senpai series. Sure, you're leaving the Makinahara mystery wide open at the very end of the season, but when you get closure, is it really worth it? This just doesn't feel like Bunny Girl Senpai, and I think it has to deal with the fact that by the time you reach the end of the movie, the whole storyline you've been dealing with Bunny Girl Senpai, nope, that never existed for a second. That's just in an alternative timeline. Bruh, what? To make things even more of a dick punch, they can still remember Makinahara's character anyway. So the, timeline in the whole movie itself is 99% pointless.
Randy, you're breaking my balls here.
I can't even say this thing is based. That's just how much I'm disappointed in the show, truly. In all honesty, the end of the anime is about as good as it's going to get for Bunny Girl Senpai. I mean, if you want to watch the entirety of Bunny Girl Senpai's anime, sure, go for it. But you know what? Ignorance is bliss, and this is definitely one of those situations where it works. C tier.